Okay, let's show an example here. I'm going to show an example. I'm calling this a supported opinion task. How you structure these different HyFlex activities depends on the sort, right? The sort of task you're asking students to do. But we'll say that this is for a class in sociology, and you've just read Max Weber. And so the students before class, right? Before class, they've maybe watched some videos. They've what we do for a video here, right? There we go, the play symbol. And then they've read some books or, or readings, things like that. And then they come to class, and you're going to start by giving a very short presentation, right? And then you're going to ask them a question. And you're going to ask that they answer the question in just a group Google document that you link them all to. Now, let's just imagine that for the moment you're doing this all in Zoom, right? We'll come back to face-to-face in a minute. But you're doing this all in Zoom. You link them all to a group document, right? A group Google document. And let's zoom in here and come up with a question, right? Here's your Google Doc. It's yellow, like documents. So your question is, based on the reading, Max Weber said that politics was the slow boring of hard boards, right? Slow boring of hard boards. So you want the students to answer in this Google document. You want them to answer, what do you think he meant by that? And can you come up with an example that sort of illustrates that from either history or the current day or something like this? So this is kind of a, it's testing student knowledge. Supported, it could be also doing an opinion, right? If you broaden this out and said, is this true? Take an example and show us why you think it's true, right? So that would be a supported opinion task. And as the students do it, they add their name to the comment, right? They just add their name like this. You can probably also get this just if they're all logged in. You can probably see, right? But they add their name to the comment. Now, after they've done this for a little bit, they do this maybe for 5-7 minutes. You watch them as they do it. You're able to see actually how far they're getting, whether they understand the assignment, how it's coming along, who's kind of hanging back and free riding. You're able to see all this stuff as they work on this document together. But after this, you have a discussion. Discussion. Can we write this? Discussion? Yes, discussion. Okay. After this, you have a discussion. And you're going to look at the different answers, and you're going to sort of orchestrate a discussion based on this. You're going to look at Juan's answer, and you're going to say, Juan, you said whatever Juan said. Can you expand on that? Right? You're going to say the same thing to, someone else, to Nikita. Right? Nikita, you said this, right? Now, one of the things you'll notice is the students can free ride by waiting for others to fill out the document, but they're going to actually have to talk about their point. So that's a risky strategy, right? That's a risky strategy. The other thing I'll just say is you have created a discussion map, right? And your job here as the teacher is to look at what all the students said, and you're going to pull from that, right? It's not the sort of students pushing and saying, hey, I have something to say, right? You're going to pull from that doc, and you're kind of plotting. You're a navigator, right? You're kind of plotting a path through all these answers, and kind of pulling together a discussion out of them based on what people have left in the document. You're kind of pulling together the discussion. You're finding connections between what people said, finding different points of view, maybe different points, right? Now, one of the things here, I am going to spend so much time drawing this here. But I want you to understand there's a way in which this is more democratic anyway. And I think you'll be excited when you try this method. Because what you'll find is you'll start hearing from students that can't really break in that synchronous chat and haven't broken in your classroom either, right? They're just not that fast off the block when it comes to these things. And you'll start hearing from them, right? And I swear, it'll be valuable to you. You will find it. You will find it exciting. If you want to know more about democratic discussion, the key work here is Brookfield's Discussion as a Way of Teaching. There's an updated edition. The original was published back in the 1990s. Still the best book on classroom discussion and how to moderate. Tons of insights into what we're dealing with now. Okay, so after you do that, you go back to your presentation, right? So in this model, we have said that we're doing this in Zoom, but you'll notice something here. All your students, if they have their laptops in class, all your students can do exactly this in class. And as a matter of fact, you can alternate between asking questions from the people on Zoom and asking people in class. It's the same activity. And because you're polling, right? Because you're polling, everybody's included. Now, this bridges in Zoom and in class and brings them into a single design, but we're still going to have to deal with asynchronous. Right? And I want to talk about why that is in the next video. So you have to look at the next video about why async is important and how we're going to pull that into this model.